about all the different cells in healthy blood?
Red blood cells that carry oxygen.
White blood cells that fight germs.
Platelets that help you heal. Now Dr. Sarah will explain how blood with leukemia cells is different.
So when you have leukemia, your white blood cells go crazy. And you make way more white blood cells than you need, and they don't work right. So I need a volunteer. Yes, sir. I want you to fill this guy up to about right there, full of white. These are leukemia cells, okay? And keep going, keep going, keep going. More. It's a lot of sick white blood cells.
Leukemia cells are white blood cells that don't fight what?
Germs that cause viruses.
So what happens is in your bone marrow and then out into your blood, you get all these white blood cells, and there isn't very much room to make healthy red blood cells, platelets, or healthy white blood cells. One more handful. Very good.
Leukemia cells crowd out healthy blood cells.
Shante, come on up and let's put a few platelets in. Not very many, just a few. Pick a handful of platelets and throw them in there. Perfect. Oops. Okay. Now I need someone to put in a handful of red blood cells. Right here. Put the red blood cells in there. Oops. Very good. Oh, there's not very many, but that's about how many would be there. Perfect. And I need one more volunteer to come on up and put a few healthy white blood cells. I think there's only going to be room for about 3 or 4 in there.
So it's not going to be enough to kill them.
That's right. It's not going to be enough to kill the abnormal ones. Oop, that's good. Thank you. Perfect.
There aren't enough white blood cells to attack the leukemia cells.
This is an unhealthy blood factory with leukemia. So look at that. Look at all those white blood cells. This bone marrow and this blood cannot do its job to zip you up when you get an injury, to give you all kinds of energy, and to fight infection.
How do you treat leukemia?
Chemotherapy and radiation.
So when you get leukemia, you get special medicine called chemotherapy, and sometimes you get radiation too. And when you get radiation and chemotherapy, it kills everything, and you're pretty much empty.
What do chemotherapy and radiation do?
Kill both the healthy and unhealthy blood cells.
So then, like when you have a bone marrow transplant, which Ron has, they gave him really, really strong chemotherapy and probably radiation, and it just totally wiped out all of the blood-forming elements in his bone marrow. And then he got some healthy bone marrow from, I think, his sister, right?
Yep.
And it repopulated his bone marrow. And then it really slowly grows back.
How do doctors replace the blood cells killed during chemotherapy and radiation?
They perform a stem cell transplant.
What are stem cells?
The body uses stem cells to make red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets.
In order to receive a stem cell transplant, Mr. Ethelite had to find a donor that was a match in many ways.
His sister volunteered.
Gave him some of her healthy stem cells. If the stem cell transplant is a success, Mr. Osley's body will start making its own healthy blood cells again.
It will take at least 100 days for his body to heal.
And for his blood cells to be able to fight off germs again.
Would you donate stem cells to save someone's life?
This is the end of Section 2.
Watch Section 3 to hear some questions and answers about leukemia.